Well, I couldn't help it. I told myself I wasn't going to do it, not this soon, but I was looking through some comments earlier about one of the videos I made about there's more white vehicles than any other color on the road. And I was looking at some of the comments, and I always tell y'all, if you've got a story that's newsworthy, and I'd be glad to do the research on it and do a story on it. Well, Black Lives Matter left a comment in there and said that jogging and hiking is racist. Well, I'm like, I don't know. Everything else is racist. This might just be racist too. So I said I'll look into it. So I looked into it, and I'm gonna share some of these stories with you. I promise you, I'm gonna put every one of these entertaining stories in the description so you can read them and see that I ain't just kidding you. And Black Lives Matter wasn't telling no lie either. Jogging and hiking is racist. Now, this comes from the New York Times. I'll read it to you. It says, jogging has always excluded black people. Born, born in Lillywhite, Oregon, it's a sport. Shut up, Benny. It's a sport that's long claimed to be for everyone, even as African American joggers have been persistently subjected to harassment and worse. All right, I'm going to read on down here. An example they give us. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. When video surfaced of the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, the young black jogger gunned down in South Georgia, distance runners became a new voice among the usual chorus of social justice activists who grimly parse such tragedies, but among runners reactions largely differ from one important factor, race. Alright, can you believe the example that these black people are coming up with? This boy wasn't jogging, he had boots on. He had work boots on. He wasn't jogging, he was trying to get his ass out that white neighborhood as quick as he could. And off that house that was being remodeled or whatever. He done cased the joint, couldn't find no tools he could carry. So I reckon he wanted to get on up out of there and get some brothers to come back, jog back with him, I guess, and load up. But anyhow, he got caught. And like I said before, I don't agree with them old boys shooting him and killing him like that. Maybe just chase him up out the neighborhood. He ain't got no business there. You know, he don't live there. He didn't have no friends there. And he didn't just decide, well, I'm going to pick this neighborhood right here today, and I'm going to go do me a little jog. And I got my boots on, I'm ready. I'm going jogging. No, it didn't happen that way. But here they say, when the video surfaced of the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, the young black jogger gunned down. The boy wasn't jogging. The boy was out stealing, thieving, somewhere he shouldn't have been, not because it was a white neighborhood, because he didn't know nobody in that neighborhood. You know, what was he doing in that neighborhood? Jogging, according to them. All right, here's another one. This is from the Sierra Club. It says the unbearable whiteness of hiking and how to solve it. All right. It says it's fitting that America's most famous wilderness guide, and I can't pronounce this, so help me. SACAJAWEA of the LEMHI Shoshone tribe was a woman of color. But it's also tragic that throughout American history, ethnic minorities have so often been underrepresented or intentionally excluded from the outdoors. Today, research from industry groups like the Outdoor Foundation bears out the conclusion that minority groups simply don't go outside. Consider this data point. In any given year, less than half of African American adolescents aged 13 to 17 will participate in even one outdoor recreational activity. Mm. The issue isn't that people of color in America don't care about nature or environmental issues. In fact, surveys of racial minorities consistently show that they are more concerned than whites about climate change and more supportive of policies to fix it. Mm. So, what is keeping people of color from participating in outdoor recreation and enjoying its benefits? Yeah, what's keeping them? What's keeping them from going outside and hiking and enjoying it? Let's see. All right, and as activist and author Glenn Nelson writes, because the outdoors remain a largely white, how you say that? Domain, or yeah, I guess it is up to white America to invite communities of color in and to enlist us as allies. So, white people, did you know that y'all are keeping the black people from going outside and enjoying nature, enjoying hiking? No, now that I think of it, I've never seen. You know how people have Bigfoot sightings, and they interview the people that claim they saw Bigfoot or whatever, Loch Ness monster, or abominable snowman or whatever. And now that I think about it, they were all white people. Not one single black person ever said they saw Sasquatch, Bigfoot, or whatever. White folks, we are keeping them. It's white supremacy again. We are keeping them from going outside and enjoying nature. How dare you, white people? How dare you? Let me find another story real quick. That right there was too much. All right, here's one more. And this comes from, let's see, who is this? OPB News. It's a story by Monica, oh Lord, Samayoa. And I'm going to leave descriptions. I want y'all to read. I'm going to read a little bit to you the best I can. But I really want y'all to look at these racist white people keeping black folks inside, won't let them go outside. Well, they can go to the basketball court, I guess, or find them a football, and play some football. But they cannot go in the woods. Nope, nope. They're not allowed hiking and jogging. They think if they're jogging, they're being seen jogging, they think they've done something wrong. White people do. So, like, what's his name? Old boy down here in Georgia with his combat boots on, or work boots. He just don't have the luxury to go out jogging without being harassed or killed. He was killed. All right, this story starts off. It says, racism in the great outdoors. Oregon's natural spaces feel off limits to black people. Off limits. Okay. Parks and trailheads are slowly reopening, allowing people to once again enjoy the benefits of being in nature while the coronavirus pandemic continues to play out. But not everyone has the same access to green spaces. Wide open spaces. Just hit me real quick. That was Dixie Chicks, wasn't it? No, they can't have them wide open spaces. All right, Tara Cooper, like many black people, felt excluded and unwelcome from a hike in the forest well before the spring's closure that were ordered to slow the spread of the coronavirus. All right. She moved to Portland from the San Francisco Bay Area more than 8 years ago. She says she fell in love with Oregon's lush green forest and what seemed like never ending opportunities to enjoy nature. Mm. But she said, once she arrived, things changed. I quickly realized that may not be for me and my son. I would love to have been able to go camping more or do more nature things, and even some off the grid camping if the opportunity came up. But I would never do that in Oregon. Never. Cooper said when she did go out for a hike, she felt unwelcome, invisible, and that she didn't belong. She said she was ignored by white people in these spaces. Bad white people. If she did interact with white people along the trail, she felt a sense of hypervisibility, whatever that means. She felt like she was invisible, I guess. No one's saying anything, she said. No one's being overtly negative or mean towards you, but just the way they're staring at you lets you know there's something wrong. You don't belong here. Who are you and why are you here? Cooper said. And it's not like they are looking at all strangers that way. They're looking at me and my son that way. And well, I can probably tell you what they're doing when they see you out there. They're probably wondering, hell, I hope I locked my car up before I left. Or I locked my toolbox in the back of my truck. I sure I want nothing stole out of it. That's what I would have been thinking anyhow. You know, no, we don't see all out there. Y'all love the big cities. You know, we forced y'all into the big cities, and we forced y'all into the Chicago ghettos, or Philadelphia, or Memphis, all these ghettos. Is it our fault? Is it our fault that y'all don't do much sports besides basketball and football? Is it our fault? Y'all don't do some cross country skiing or skeet shooting? Uh, which I don't think you'd hit very many skeets if you went skeet shooting, because you hold your gun like that. You can't shoot those. You can't see what you're aiming at like that. Well, anyhow, she blames it on white people. That's why she felt so uncomfortable. And there's story after story, and I put some links in there. And I want y'all to read them. And if you're one of them white people that have been denying the black people for being able to go outside other than the basketball court and the football field, then shame on you. Just shame on you. You know. And if you do go camping, invite one of them to go with you. Invite a family of blacks to go with you. You know. See how they like it. You know. Don't be hating on them folks. You know. I don't know why they feel like we have denied them. I ain't never denied them. I ain't never went camping and said, Lord, I sure hope there ain't a bunch of black folks out here today. Well, I knew for one there wouldn't, because that's just never been y'all's forte, you know. Oh, now you like it. Oh, I've always wanted to go camping. I would love to go camping off the grid. But this is the first I'm hearing about it. This is the first I'm hearing about it. And Black Lives Matter, I want to thank you again for giving me the idea of this. And thank you. Anybody that's got any kind of ideas about a story or something, leave it in the comments. I'll check it out and probably end up doing a story about it. I had somebody ask me the other day, they said, Skip, don't you get tired of making all these stories about black people? And I said, well, really I do. And it's sad. It's sad that the only stories I'm finding about blacks are out of control blacks, or crime blacks, reparation blacks, affirmative action blacks, blame white man blacks. Yeah, I get tired of making them. I really do. I'd like to make a good old happy story, but there ain't very many of them out there anywhere anymore. But think about it now. Blacks make up 13% of the population. And actually, it's a smaller percentage of that that's ages, say, 16 to 25. And they're the ones committing the most of the bad crimes in America. It's not the rest of the people. It's that minority, the blacks, ages, 16, 17 on up to 25, 26. They're committing over 50% of the major crimes in America. So yeah, maybe I do need to be talking about it. Ain't too many other people talking about it, you know. And if you get butt hurt because of these stories, hey, you ain't got to watch them. Ain't no white man making you watch these stories. But think about it. Think about what's going on out there. Am I making these stories up? Nope, I'm leaving links to them. You can go look for yourself. But anyhow, you white people, y'all start being a lot nicer now. And if you see a black person out there on the trail, hiking, say, hey, how you doing? Can I hike with you? And hike along next to them. You know, ain't nothing wrong with black folks. I ain't never said there's nothing wrong with them. I'm just tired of y'all complaining about the white man. Quit your complaining, quit your crying and your belly aching, and live life. Just live life.